So today I'm going to tell you the story of our quote-unquote miracle duckling, because there's no way this little guy should be alive right now. So about 6 to 8 weeks ago we made the decision, okay, we're going to get ducks. So we looked into maybe ordering some online, but the problem is with ducks is that they go pretty quickly. They go pretty quickly on the, the hatcheries that you get online, to where they'll ship you day-old little ducklings. And they just sold out. And I went, oh man. I said, what are we gonna do? I don't want to wait a year in order to, start this little duck operation of ours. Well, went through some ideas and found some hatching eggs on eBay. And the breed of duck that we wanted to go with was the khaki Campbell. They lay more than any other duck. They actually lay more than almost any other chicken. So they're pretty cool little ducks. So we got set up, we got an incubator ordered, and then we ordered 24 hatching eggs off of eBay. Well, come that same week, I saw the weather changing. I messaged the seller saying, can you hold off a week, because it's gonna get kind of cold around here and I don't want the duck eggs in the mail while we're going through this little storm that we thought was gonna be. So that storm wasn't a little storm. That turned out to be the snowpocalypse, the Snowvid-21, the Snowmageddon, whatever you want to call it. And here's what it looked like. So needless to say, I didn't want the duck eggs in the mail during that time, because if they freeze, they're not gonna hatch. That's just the way it works. If it gets frozen, they don't hatch, they'll probably crack, and it's just not gonna work out. Well, apparently the seller didn't get that message and shipped them anyways. So I saw that they got shipped. I went, oh man, this is not gonna be good. And I saw the temperature drop and drop and drop and drop, and it got down to -2 with the feels like of -11 around here. Second thing is that the mail and UPS, FedEx, everything got delayed around here because the roads were basically impassable. I mean, it got pretty bad. So on top of being shipped during Snowmageddon, the eggs were in the box in the mail for the hatching eggs will only stay viable for about 7 days from the time that they're hatched to the time that they go into the incubator. It's about a 7-day window. They're in the mail for over 10 days. And that's not including if the seller, held them for a couple days to collect them. So things weren't necessarily looking great when it came to the whole duck egg situation. We got them in the mail finally. I opened the box and a lot of them are cracked. All of them, I mean every single one of them is hard as a rock, frozen. So I messaged the seller, let him know what happened, took pictures, and he gave me a refund right away. So I'm looking at these eggs and I'm going, what am I gonna do with them? Some of them are cracked, but not all the way kind of open. A lot of them had the yolk starting to come out. And what happened was I put about 10 of them in the incubator because they're there anyways. I said, you know what, we're gonna give them a shot. Over the course of the afternoon, the ones that just had a minor little crack in it started to kind of like seal back up. So I went, all right, we'll give them a shot too. So we had 17 in the incubator and 7 were there's just no way. There's just no way. The yolk was all coming out and everything. I threw those out. So a week later, after giving these little 17 eggs a shot, we went to candle them. And what that means is you just take a flashlight and you hold it underneath the egg. And if you can see like a dark spot forming, that means that something's starting to develop in there. If it's really bright, then it's just not happening. Well, it went through all 17 and only one had a little dark spot.
Number 6, this one's different. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can see actually a vein in here. Okay, we got one viable one so far. Look at that. That's let me see. That's a big difference compared to the other one.
Actually, 2 of them did, but the second one was a very faint little dark spot that I couldn't really tell, so I kept that one in the incubator as well. So the rest of the 15 of them I had to throw away. Sad.
There's nothing. This one is gonna get pulled.
So a couple days later I ordered some new duck and goose eggs, by the way, and then go to candle the 2 that are remaining. The other one with a really light spot, that just wasn't developing. I took that one out as well. So at this point it's just this one little duck egg in the incubator by itself, and the other ones are coming in the mail. But you see, when you're incubating eggs with 3 days left, you have to change some stuff up. You drop the temperature down a degree, you put it on lockdown, you take out the automatic egg turner so it doesn't, go back and forth. It just needs to sit there and, let the duckling get into position to hatch. So I ended up getting another incubator to put this just specific little duck egg in, thinking, okay, hopefully this hatches, hopefully this works, hopefully this is kind of a test run. So that egg goes in the incubator and it goes in there for 3 days. So day 1 passes, day 2 passes, day 3 passes. We're waiting for it to hatch on day 3. Didn't hatch. Waited for it to hatch on day 4. Didn't hatch. Waited for it to hatch on day 5. Still didn't hatch. Day 6. Nothing. Day 6, I actually pull it out and I kind of, candle it again. The full egg is completely dark. You can't see anything in there, so you know it's developing. I hold it up to my ear and I hear this like a heartbeat. I went, okay, we're gonna keep it in there. We're gonna keep going. I'm like, come on, dude, you made it through this far. You got to keep going. Later that night, go kind of hold it up to my ear again, make sure I still hear a heartbeat because we haven't seen anything yet. And I hear a peep. So I was like, okay, this guy's in here ready to come out. It's gonna either happen probably tonight or probably the next day. So wake up in the morning real early, rush over to the incubator because I've never done this before and this is just really cool. Nothing. Nothing. Do my whole morning routine, come back inside, nothing. Afternoon hits, still nothing. Around 3:30, 4 o'clock, I go in there and I see something like weird on the egg. It looks like almost like a water droplet because I've been spraying it, because you want to keep the humidity up in there. You spray it, it makes the eggshell a little bit softer so it can break out. So I see this little, it looks like a water droplet, and I go pull the egg out and I feel it. And it's not a water droplet, it's part of the eggshell actually like cracked. I went, oh crap, put it back in, and I was just like, okay. Gonna come back every couple minutes and check on it. So I'm over there, do something, check on it, do something else, check on it. And sure enough, one of the times that I checked on it, I see a little flap moving. And this is what happened. Come on, little guy. So after being shipped through Snowmageddon, after being quite a few days late, still not everything's done yet. He's in the little incubator and he's drying off because they come out all, wet and stuff. So they need to dry off and fluff out. I said, I'm gonna leave him in there overnight. And the next morning, I'm gonna get everything set up. Gonna run over to Tractor Supply to get some pine shavings and then get 2 little friends for him because, you don't want to keep a duck by themselves. They're very social animals and it's just, they get lonely. Go over to Tractor Supply, pick up a little bit of organic feed, pick up some pine shavings, and I go ask the people, okay, can I get a couple ducklings? They don't have any. Great. For some reason, the mail was behind again. It's a whole mess right now, and they didn't get any in the mail. And I'm going, shoot. So what am I gonna do? I need to get this guy a little friend. Check Craigslist real quick while I'm in the store. Nobody has any, ducklings or even chicks. I'd take a chick at this point just to, have a little friend. Nothing. Then I remembered I watched a video of Morgan over at Goldshaw Farm, and he had a kind of similar situation where only 1 duckling hatched out of his little group, but he had some geese on the way. He gave it a little friend. He made some little makeshift little friend, and I went, I'm gonna do the same thing. So I went, got the cheapest, little fluffiest little dog toy at Tractor Supply, and that became Lucky Ducky's friend for the first day. The next morning I go out to check on him, and sure enough, he's right up against his little buddy. But this time I call over to Tractor Supply and they have ducklings in, so that's a really good thing. I rush over there. Another thing that Morgan over at Goldshaw Farm just did, he showed that the brooder setup that Tractor Supply is using, it's not very good. I mean, they're doing for efficiency, but it's just not doing well for the ducks or the chicks or whatever they have in there. They didn't look all that great. They looked okay because they just came in that morning. But over a course of, a week or however many days that they're in there when people buy them, they're not going to do so well. I'll leave a link to a petition down below that Morgan started because it's just not right. They should do it differently. I understand about the time requirements, but if you're going to do something, do it right, and that's just not right. But while I was there, Lucky Ducky needed a couple friends, so I did pick up 2 what they look like to be khaki Campbell ducklings.
Hey guys, what's up? You guys gonna meet your friend now?
Not 100% sure because they just kind of do a barnyard mix there. They just get sent whatever. But they looked as close to a khaki Campbell duckling as you can possibly get. Now, let's go meet him. Hey little guys, you guys underneath the heat plate right now? That's one of the ones I picked up from Tractor Supply. And let's see if we can find Lucky Ducky. He's underneath. There's his toy. I left it in there. So here he is. That's the star of the show. That's Lucky Ducky right there. He's a little bit smaller than his little brooder mates. Like I said, they look exactly like Khaki Campbells. I know he's a Khaki Campbell. Okay, you cold? Okay, you go back underneath there and hang out with your friend. He's a little bit smaller than his brooder mates, but he seems to be doing just fine. I mean, wow, what an incredible story. He should not have made it. Only 1 out of 24 eggs made it. That's a, what, 4%? A little over 4% ratio of success. Terrible on my part if they didn't freeze. But this little duck, I mean, if he can go through all that, if he can go through being alone for a day or so, it's not too big of a deal. Just don't want to do it over a long period of time. If he can go through the shipping delays of over 10 days, if he can go through the -2 weather, what kind of genetics does this duck have? He's the little miracle duck. But they're in here right now. They have their magic water. You know, it's got some, I don't have the garlic in it. It's 9.5 pH water, honey, and apple cider vinegar, just a dash of it. And then they have their little duck feeder right here that they've been picking at. It's only 3 ducks, so it's going to take them forever to go through that. I probably shouldn't have put in that much food. And their grit. They're all good. Hi guys. I'm just happy that this story has a happy ending, because Lucky Ducky, that's what we're going to name him, is going to be around here a long time. Hopefully, I actually hope it's a male. Don't know yet. You know, I could go try and vent check it, but I don't really know what I'm doing there. But what I will do is just wait, a couple months to see. Okay, the males and the Khaki Campbells, their head gets a little bit darker than the females, and then male ducks actually don't quack. They do like a raspy thing. Female ducks will quack. Male ducks just make it's kind of a weird noise. And the reason that I hope he's a male is kind of similar to our bull Jordan out there. I really like his genetics. If he's able to make it through all that, just imagine what, they can tolerate once he gets his, feathers and gets strong and everything. I don't think weather or anything like that will be an issue for him if it's a boy. And then he'll be able to pass that he'll be able to pass those genetics on to his offspring. Now, if it's a female, then great. Then we're gonna get a bunch of eggs, and the eggs that come out of, Lucky Ducky will have the same genetics, but it's just better for the male. It's just better if it's the male, because all of his offspring are going to be 50% his genetics and very hardy, very good, and just, wow. Go through all that, and he still makes it. And he still makes it. Hi, little buddy. Oh, you hiding? Yeah. Cold right now. Check out this huge brooder that he had all to himself for the first day. So what's going to happen going forward? We're going to hatch out the other, clutch of eggs, if you want to call it that. The Khaki Campbell duck eggs and the goose eggs, see what comes out. Put them in the brooder with these little guys here. And then once they feather out, we're going to probably put them in a chicken tractor for a couple weeks to let them, put on some weight and, just develop. And then we're building a mobile duck house. It's based off of Joel Salatin's Millennium Feather Net. Much smaller version, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. You'll see that build. Then we'll move the ducks and geese around the pasture in an electric net. We might follow the cows, depending on how easy that is for me to set up and take down. If we're doing that every day, it needs to be pretty easy. If not, then what we'll do is we'll keep it on a 3-day rotation to where the duck house will be in the middle, and move that every day up just one spot. And then after 3 days, move the fence and then move the duck house with all the ducks into the new area. You guys getting some food? Finally I seen them eat. There we go. Ducklings actually don't need to eat for the first about 3 days. You guys get some food, get some grit, a little bit of water. I know they've been drinking because that's a lot lower now. Look at them. They are so cute. I think just me being in here will help with that. Look at that. That's Lucky Ducky right there on the left. I might put a little band around his or her foot to be able to tell it apart from the other ones, especially when the other ones hatch. That way we can keep tabs on Lucky Ducky and just keep following its little amazing journey. So he likes its little friend. And back under the brooder they go. Oh, no, come back out? No? I think they're getting used to my voice. So if you want to continue following Lucky Ducky's journey, hit that subscribe button down below, ring the notification bell so you get notified when we put up new videos, hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and drop a comment if you like, alright? Until next time, see ya.